Hey everybody, welcome to the highlights of my time-saving percussion practice tools webinar. And I think we all know the frustration of spending precious rehearsal time fixing wrong notes and rhythms instead of actually making music. And I'm just curious, are you also frustrated by the fact that it's hard to search and actually find suitable pieces online? Evaluating concert percussion repertoire in the online jungle is a nightmare. On most publishers' websites, you open a sample PDF score, but the moment you click the audio link to hear it, the score disappears. Because you can't see the score move in sync with the music, finding the right piece feels like a blind guess. If you find something, you can't really try it out anywhere first. Even if a piece looks good, tight school budgets make you anxious about wasting money. You want to test the educational concepts with your students first. You want to see how they respond on the music and the practice layout before committing your department's funds to a full-size ensemble piece. Sheet music is mostly not instantly available. On many music publishing websites, buying music is a slow, frustrating ordeal. Once you hit buy, the music is not directly available. You either have to wait days for a manual digital download link to be emailed to you, or weeks for physical scores to ship across the country. This completely kills your momentum and eats directly into your valuable rehearsal preparation time. You often need to reorder lost parts. Traditional publishers enforce a strict, outdated lost part policy. If a student loses their physical sheet music midway through the season, you aren't legally allowed to just make a copy. You have to order an official replacement part from the publisher, pay extra fees, and wait for it be physically shipped to your school. It often takes quite a while before the student can join the ensemble again. You often spend half the rehearsal time. There's nothing more exhausting than spending half your rehearsal time correcting ingrained mistakes. If there's just sheet music, they start guessing during individual practice. As a result, wrong notes. Oh, I totally forgot to skip the next dia from the PowerPoint. So this is where we are. There's nothing more exhausting than spending half your rehearsal time correcting ingrained mistake. If there's just sheet music, they start guessing during individual practice. As a result, wrong notes and rhythms often creep into the music. By the time they show up to the full rehearsal, those mistakes are hardwired into their muscle memory, and you have to waste precious ensemble time forcing them to unlearn those bad habits. Students are unable to discover their specific role in the ensemble on their own. When they take a flat piece of paper home to practice with just a standard metronome, they are playing in a vacuum. A marimba player has no idea how their melody counterbalances the vibraphone or how a snare drummer's rhythm locks into the timpani. Because they don't understand the full acoustic texture, they freeze up the second they join the full ensemble because everything sounds too loud or different than at home. If these challenges sound familiar and you want to save time and streamline your picking, purchasing, and preparation process, you've come to the right webinar. You've come to the right event if you could use some help searching and actually finding new sheet music for your percussion ensemble. You want to try a percussion ensemble piece before you buy. You want to start rehearsing straight away after checkout. And you think that reordering physical parts is quite old-fashioned. And you want to spend less time correcting ingrained mistakes. And you could use more than just sheet music to simplify the prep process. So here are a couple of my obstacles when I'm selecting a piece. In my early days, we had to beg publishers to mail us physical sample score to order a demo CD, and half the time the CD only had a 30-second excerpt. I had to invest hours and hours just trying to discover a piece would fit my ensemble. And honestly, it often backfired. I can't tell you how many pieces ended up permanently unused in my archive, wasting my budget because I couldn't truly figure out if they were suitable until it was too late. Man, I'm really getting old. We've all seen it. You rehearse a piece for a couple of weeks, and then a student parts magically disappears into thin air. Because of strict old fashioned rules, I had to officially reorder missing parts from the publisher. For me, playing a lot of American music in Europe meant waiting weeks for a single piece or spare part of paper to arrive in the mail. It drove me crazy, and it's just not in line with modern times, I guess. For years, publishers provided no recording or only partial MIDI files. It was nearly impossible to give students a clear idea of how a piece should actually sound. Musicians, especially percussionists, need to learn to listen and respond to each other, but they were being forced to practice complex melody and rhythm parts in a total vacuum at home with just a flat piece of paper and a boring metronome. When I wrote my very first snare drum method book years ago, I immediately started creating my own play along tracks because I found and still think learning to listen and respond to others is essential for all musicians, especially for percussionists. I constantly asked myself, why is music publishing lagging so far behind modern technology? Why are directors and students still struggling with the exact same limitations we had decades ago? And I knew there had to be a better way. I needed a system that automates the logistics, eliminated the guessing games, and used technology to make home practice effective and fun. I do understand your situation because I have to constantly motivate students to practice at home. You have pieces sitting in your archive that also turned out to be unsuitable. You frequently have to order replacement parts because the original were also lost, and you often have to re-enter pieces into music software just to create play-along tracks for your students, or you have to create your own exercises and tracks just to help them function properly in the ensemble more quickly. Before we dive in the exact solution that will save you hours of rehearsal preparation time, I want to briefly share why I am so incredible passionate about this mission. My musical career, as you can see, started when I was 8 years old. My mother spotted a tiny article in our local newspaper about a community band looking for kids to start a junior drum line. I joined, and the instructor was completely obsessed with drum corps. He used to drag the entire group to major competitions, and I vividly remember seeing the Boston Crusaders during a European tour when I was a teenager. As you can imagine, I was absolutely blown away by the Boston Crusaders. But outside music, my teenage years were actually incredibly tough. I grew up very fast. I'm 6'4" now, and I was a quiet, introverted kid. And unfortunately, that made me a prime target for severe bullying all through middle school. It left me carrying wounds that I still manage today, including a negative self image and an anxiety disorder that I've worked hard to overcome with great support. Because music was my safe haven, I poured my entire soul into it, and it allowed me to push through those challenges and build a career I have today as a performer, educator, and entrepreneur. In the summer of 1993, right before I started my formal music studies, I had the life changing opportunity to travel to North America. And I spent that summer living on the road, performing and competing in the DCI circuit with the Dutch Boy Drum and Bugle Corps from Kitchener, Waterloo, Canada. That intense experience with the American percussion culture cemented my path. And as soon as I returned, I entered the ArtEZ University of Arts in Zwolle. I threw myself into studies, earning my degree in classical percussion in 1998 and following it up with a degree in pop and jazz drums in 1999. That dual training gave me a deep understanding of both rigid classical technique and the rhythmic feel and groove of modern commercial music. Over the last 25 years, I've taken that foundation onto every stage imaginable, from philharmonic orchestras, musical theater pits, to professional cover bands, and I've spent decades teaching on the ground, currently working with the next generation of percussionists at Quintus Center of Arts and Education. But as my career progressed, my passion shifted towards composing and arranging. Beyond my platform, I am incredibly proud and grateful that several of my compositions are published by Roloff Publications from Nashville, Tennessee. And I have been officially included in the prestigious Texas Prescribed Music List and the Florida State Music List. So that's more or less the short version of my life. And I recently came across a study where 100 band directors were asked their biggest challenges in their job. And you wouldn't be surprised to learn that time management was the leading response. And I believe that due to COVID, music education has come under more pressure. And at this moment, you need to make an even greater effort to emphasize its importance. So today we're talking about our onstage percussion publications for concert percussion ensembles and the extra features we've added to save you time and simplify your entire process. And here's another brief overview of the previous discussed challenges. Before you can perform a piece, you roughly have to go through 3 stages. While progressing through these stages, you encounter obstacles each time that can hinder the educational process, ultimately affecting the path to a successful performance. For those who know about marketing, they had probably heard of the 3 Ps. In marketing, these 3 Ps are price, place, and promotion, as you might know. And to organize a successful concert, in my view, the following processes are the most important that you, as a band director, must go through. And those are the picking process, the purchase process, and the preparation process. Based on the previously discussed obstacles, I will now discuss how I have succeeded in simplifying each process, allowing you to have more time to complete pieces and make music with your students in an enjoyable way. So we've discussed the picking process problem and that it's a challenge to search and actually find suitable pieces online. The solution is synchronized score play videos. We completely eliminate the guesswork. Right on our product page, the high quality full score scrolls perfectly in sync with the music. You can hear the acoustic balance and analyze the exact difficulty of every single part in real time with zero friction. And the following problem we've discussed at the beginning of this webinar is if you find something, you can't really try out it anywhere first. Our solution is our annual free ebook called Your Indie Ensemble. We remove 100% of the risk. We provide you with our annual free ebook with ready-to-use melody sheets and premium play-along tracks. This allows you to take our exact educational format right into your classroom tomorrow. You can test it and try it with your percussionists and experience the engagement firsthand before spending a single dollar on your budget. And then next, the problems from the purchase process that we've been discussing earlier in the webinar. Sheet music is mostly not immediately available. Our solution is the instant digital checkout. The exact second you complete your checkout at Band Music Center, the entire full score and all individual parts are instantly available for download. You can look at the charts, map out your lesson plan, and start preparing straight away with zero delay. And the next problem we've discussed is you often need to reorder lost individual parts. Our solution is our lifetime digital archive and infinitive spare parts. When you purchase from us, you get instantly delivery of the master files. This means you own a permanent digital backup. If a student loses pages, you don't have to call anyone or pay fees or wait on shipping. You can simply print a fresh copy instantly from your archive. You will always have sufficient spare parts right when you need them. We're going on with the problems we've been talking about during the preparation process. And the first problem is you mostly spend half rehearsal correcting ingrained mistakes. Our solution is our solo accuracy tracks. These are recordings of all the individual parts in a piece and are designed to help students determine, while practicing on their own, whether they are playing the correct notes and rhythms. This way, students know exactly how their own part is structured, and you spend less rehearsal time correcting ingrained mistakes. And the final problem we discussed earlier is that students are unable to discover their role in the ensemble on their own. The solution is our ensemble context tracks. Students can practice at home while hearing exactly how their specific part blends into the full acoustic harmony of the ensemble. We also call these our karaoke play-along tracks. They step onto the rehearsal floor already knowing precisely how their specific part fits into the complete ensemble. I believe that you now have a clear picture of what I've done to simplify the various processes you have to go through using the unique features included with our percussion ensemble pieces. From now on, you're also receiving our Practice Smarter Bandroom poster. It includes the 5 golden rules of practicing, the best free and must-have practice apps, and it includes useful QR codes for instant access to the apps. You can imagine that these solo accuracy tracks and ensemble context tracks combined with the free practice apps make it even easier for students to prepare rehearsals well and effectively. These are the things they need to show up confident and well prepared. Here's a short video of an app I use a lot with my students, which makes it very easy to slow down, speed up, and loop the tracks. The software is called AudioStretch. To make your musical life more enjoyable and easier, we've combined all the tools we've discussed for various pieces into what we call a performance acceleration pack. So you're able to stop teaching notes and start making music right away. All performance acceleration packs are coming with a premium printed edition, and that's a high quality bound score shipped directly to your school or home address. The instant digital access, so you can download a watermark study score and digital parts immediately after checkout to start rehearsing straight away. The solo accuracy tracks are included so that students exactly know how their individual part is structured. The ensemble context tracks are included so students immediately understand their role in the ensemble. And of course, the band room poster with the direct links to practice apps to loop, slow down, and master the repertoire easily. And in addition, they also believe that these tools, one could work more efficiently, allowing for more time in the long run to polish pieces and enjoy making music with your students in a fun way. What others are saying about the tools included in our performance acceleration pack?
Those teaching aids are just so helpful for kids. Now, I don't know if the drum set player, I don't think he needed to slow down the track. I know you've got the software and the capability to do that. I think for him, he was able to pick it up right away. But just to have that option available, kids need to slow things down, and I think they have the capabilities of looping things as well, right? Like if 2-bar pattern, that's trouble. You can loop it and slow it down. Just any of those things that just can help kids figure things out quicker. That kind of stuff is really helpful.
Did you notice that the study process went more smoothly thanks to those tracks?
Yeah, for them knowing what it sounded like before we started putting it together really helped the process.
And a lot of people mostly start laughing when I bring up my karaoke tracks. Do you think these contribute to understanding their role in the ensemble more than just the solo track they got?
I think that was the most beneficial thing of the whole project, was having them be able to listen and not have their part in and be able to rehearse, on their own, having that part stuck, to be able to practice with that track.
As a director myself, one of the phrases that I hear is, "Mr. Dorsett, how does it go?" And I think those practice tracks are a perfect way to just go, well, give a listen to the practice track, use it, and then that can tell you, oh, how does it go? Because I think that's, music, we hear music. And so to give that to the kids, to be able to hear it and be able to play along with it is just so helpful.
And I hear you saying that's all cool, but are these stories backed up by research? So I found a research done by Mark R. Dickey, and he found that students who were using recordings while practicing showed a significant improvement in performance accuracy compared to those who didn't. And here's another story from Don D. Kaufman's research demonstrated that mental rehearsal, combining listening with score study, significantly strengthens a musician's mental representation of the music, leading to more effective physical practice. So you are attending this webinar because, like me, you are frustrated with the following points. And those are the points we've been talking earlier in this webinar. And I have just extensively discussed all the solution I have come up with for these obstacles. So the question is now, what's next? And in my humble opinion, you have two options. You can continue as you always did without the features and waste a lot of precious rehearsal time. And you can start using our performance acceleration packs to simplify your preparation process and cut your rehearsal time in half. And I think we all agree that option one is no option. And if you choose to work with our packs, I invite you and have a more than attractive offer for you. What does that offer exactly entail, and what do you get? I'm going to offer you 3 percussion ensemble pieces for a spectacular price. But first, I'm going to tell you what you will be getting exactly. In the offer is included a professional printed and bound score of the 3 pieces. The score and individual parts in PDF format and instantly available after purchasing, and a full recording of the entire piece is also included. Of course, you're getting the solo accuracy track so that students exactly know how their individual part is structured, and you're getting the ensemble context track so students immediately understand their role in the ensemble. And you're also getting the different kind of software and practice apps so you can use the practice tracks on all devices and different operating systems. Normally, you would pay $197.85 for this package of 3 percussion ensemble pieces. And that's not all. Because you've had a patience to attend this entire webinar, you'll also receive a free cadence worth $24.95. And this digitally delivered cadence is based on the popular song Butter by the cake pop sensation BTS. The song reached 100 million streams within a week of its release in May 2021. So it's no surprise that everyone knows the song and recognizes the beat. It's the perfect crowd pleaser for your drumline this fall season. So this special package of 3 percussion ensemble pieces and a cadence is not going to cost you $204.80, but only $190.90. This way you get 1 complete percussion ensemble piece for free. With this more than attractive offer, you get more than 40% off. And if you want to take advantage of this offer, hurry over to bandmusiccenter.com/yes. The offer is essentially valid until Monday, June 22nd. Important to note is that if you order the offer now, you only need to decide later which piece you want to play. After your purchase, you have all the time to determine which pieces are suitable for your percussion ensemble. And I'd love to help you finding the right piece for your ensemble. Imagine having your entire percussion ensemble program for the coming season all set up in one go. That would be great, wouldn't it? I want to thank you for watching this small webinar with excerpts of the full webinar. If you want to make use of the offer, make sure you'll do it for next Monday. So go to bandmusiccenter.com/yes and get those 3 percussion ensemble pieces for just $190.90. That's actually 1 percussion ensemble free. And of course, you're getting the free street beat as well. Thanks for attending, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.